Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear from Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula of all formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I think it worked. Yeah, I think it's going to work right now. I think it's going to work this weekend. There are a lot of things that are working for sure, Gina.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things happening. We are doing some extraordinary things. We have some incredible people here. So I am going to go kick it off with the most beautiful face. Well, all these beautiful faces that we see here, but this one from Hamptons, New York, Ms. Ellen Myers. She's a Tony Robbins Platinum partner more than once. She's in the entertainment field, having developed historically based story about real people in the New World during the first half of the 17th century on the East Coast, which is so cool. I cannot wait to see that when it comes out. She's been, involved in major motion pictures. She's been a journalist, children's picture books. She has taken all of Tony's programs and loves cooking in southern Italy, all the way to riding the rapids in New Zealand. Welcome, Ellen Myers. Welcome to The Real Raw.
Ellen, you are muted.
God. Hi. I'm very, very happy to be in this group. And hello from Long Island, New York.
Amazing. Welcome aboard, and great to have. I've been inspired by your energy just starting out, but what had you show up today? What had you come to the Real Raw?
I just got invited, and since my current project is a story to influence people, stories used to be done always for a purpose. They served a function. Mine is a dramatic story, but it is to influence people, and that's why I'm here.
And just what we talked about earlier was expansion of consciousness was top of mind. And I think we inspire and expand consciousness through stories and all other kinds of dynamics. So amazing to have you here, Ellen.
Thank you.
What's a fun fact? Anything that you would throw out there random? And hello, Bella Verita. Before we get there, I just want to introduce Bella. She's here. Bella, how are you?
I am amazing, David Rush, Gina Ricci. How are you guys?
We are doing fantastic. Just kick things off, and Ellen was leaning in with storytelling, expansion of consciousness, and about to share a fun fact.
Okay. When I was an intermediate skier, I used to finish skiing and sit like a lot of people at the end of the day at the bar. Back then, there were movies put on the cameras. The guy who did them was a guy named Warren Miller. And they were always showing these extreme skiers doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I used to watch them and think, God, I wish I could ski like that. And then one day I was opening a ski magazine and there was an ad by the guys who were in that movie, all those movies. And they said they were giving a clinic. So I called him up. And the guy who answered, his name was Johnny Egan. He was their sort of lead skier. He's very famous. He's probably retired today, but I think he teaches in New Hampshire. And I told him I was an intermediate skier, but I really wanted to get so good that when I was old and decrepit, I could still ski any resort mountain. But I wanted to learn how they skied if I wasn't too much of a burden. And there was a big silence. And then Johnny Egan said, do you really want to do that? And I sort of paused and I said, yeah. And he said, then I think you should come. And I went and he got me to the helicopter level skiing.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my fun fact.
That is seriously leaning in, I would say, to what is there in front of you in a significant way. That is awesome.
Thanks.
That is awesome. Bella, I don't know if you're there, but I know you didn't Sean and you have a skiing experience where you leaned in and
Please leave.
all right, there's I think Dr. Gates was
There
on
we
mute
go.
there for a second, but yeah, didn't you have an interesting skiing experience with Sean in the recent past? I believe he.
I mean, I was taught how to ski by Sean, and he's blind, so we call that
That's kind of a big deal.
I definitely.
Yeah, and surf being taught by Sean Callagate for you, Bella Verita.
And I can be a little bit impatient. And he's like, you're doing great. You're doing great. I'm like, I'm not doing great. You can't even see. At one point, that may have happened. How can you see I'm doing great? I'm not doing great. Yeah.
That's a very good point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Ellen, welcome.
So,
great to have you here. Gina, where do we go now?
all right, rolling with Ellen. We have another beautiful soul coming from LA. She's a real estate attorney and broker based out of LA. Prior to becoming a lawyer, she was a CPA in New York City, 4 years at McGill in Montreal, and she made her way out west. Loves being part of a team. I think you lived in New Jersey at some point, Allison. Welcome to The Real Raw.
Thank you.
Allison, how are you doing today? And what's going? You said you're in Utah, right?
I am. I'm in Holiday, Utah.
Huh.
Amazing. What had you come to The Real Raw today? What was there for you?
I came to The Real Raw, I'll say, for the adventure of this. It's a new experience, and I thought it would be fun.
Amazing. We're doing heli skiing. We're doing all kinds of different things. What's something fun and unique from your side of things? What's a fun fact?
I'm sticking with the winter sports activities. One of the coolest things I ever did was I did ice climbing, and I don't know if anyone else here has done it, but you are literally scaling an ice wall with ice picks and then like toe picks.
Oh my God.
And it's like you're Spider-Man. It's incredible. I've only done it once, but it was amazing.
Amazing.
That is incredible. Bella Verita, do not let Sean show you how to do that.
Yeah. He just went rock climbing not that long ago too. So no, I think I'm going to pass on all of that.
It may be next on the list though, Bella. We'll see.
Oh my God. Please, even.
Wow, that's brave, Allison.
That's awesome, Allison. Gina, who's next?
All right, first judge we've got today, AKA the divorced chick, Jennifer Amy Stoller, attorney, coach, speaker, helps people divorce from humans, habits, and spaces that no longer serve them. I love that. And by the way, she's joining us from this beautiful soul is in South Africa, like with like crazy riots and insanity going on around her, and she is here with us today. Like absolutely incredible. Welcome, Jennifer, to The Real Raw.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's so funny. It's like everything's like flaming, but it's like for me, it's like if your energy is kind of good, then anything can kind of happen. It's like everything's around you is a hurricane, but just like be centered.
Amazing. You definitely seem very grounded considering what's going on around you, I think in South Africa and other dynamics there.
Yeah.
Great to have you here. What had you come on the Real Raw today? What's present for you?
So I was actually a participant last night on the Real Raw, which was absolutely amazing. And then today they called me and they were like, come as a judge. I'm like, cool, I literally got promoted in a day. That's like the best thing ever. And yeah, so I like, for me, that video that you play in the beginning, I think I've watched about 100 times, and every single time it just gets me. Like it just gets me. It's so powerful. And yeah, I think it's like everyone coming together. We might all have different professions and we might be in different countries or whatever, but our purpose of adding value and serving even in different spaces allows us to be here. And I think that's absolutely remarkable.
Amazing. That was so well said. And really what this is all about is a shared experience. So it's great to have you here, Jennifer. And fun fact for you, anything you want to put into the mix here?
So my fun fact is, so like when I grew up, I was obsessed with animals, like I still am, obviously, but I wanted to be a vet. Okay. And I kept telling my parents, I want to be a vet. I want to be a vet. And my parents knew I'm absolutely shocking at academics, like biology and science are shocking. And I kept trying and trying. And then I was very committed until one day I realized that when I see blood, I basically pass out. Not basically, I pass out. Like, as I see blood, I'm like on the floor. So my parents were like, okay, no, you have to pick something else. And then I chose law. So yeah, I wanted to be a vet, didn't really make it, still pass out when I see blood, but it wasn't for me.
So is moving away from blood into law. And what law do you practice now? Where do you focus?
So I practiced family law litigation for 6 years, and then I left litigation to do what I'm doing now, where it's basically I see the human behind the law, and I created a concept where I heal the human, stop the cycle, and then put people in the legal system where if they're getting a divorce, they don't actually destroy everything around them, and they get to kind of go on a journey of like rebuilding, not breaking everything. But my speciality is family law. But in family law, you deal with everything in South Africa. Like I've had criminal matters, I've had property matters, I've had like random stuff. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, awesome to have you here. We're going from ice skiing, helicoptering, ice picking to blood, no blood, to law and family dynamics. Bella, what's present for you? We've got a good group here and a little fun dynamic.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going ice pick, climbing, or anything of the sort, but I can appreciate the sports for everyone else. I'm gonna stick to like mastering surfing at this point. Like that's what I'm sticking to at the moment.
That's safer.
Yeah.
It is a little more forgiving than a fall from a mountain, that's for sure. Gina, we're not done yet though. Who else is here, Gina?
We are certainly not done. This handsome gentleman coming from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Dr. Gates Meyer. Did I say the last name correct? Is it Meyer?
Close enough.
Right. Okay. Is a chiropractor and obsessor of human adaptation. He's passionate to help patients remove anything obstructing their healing and facilitate the healing. Recently became a father for his little boy, Marshall. Incredible. And congratulations on that.
Thank
Extremely successful accomplishment for sure right there, being a dad. So welcome to the Real Raw, Dr. Gates.
Thank you. Excited to be here. This is awesome.
Amazing, Dr. Gates. Congratulations on the newborn. And what had you come here today? Besides the amazing energy that's already started.
Yeah, for real. Talk about kickoff. But well, I just was reached out by somebody and they said, hey, come on and jump on. And I don't really turn down from any type of challenge or anything like that. I feel like I can always learn something from everything. So here I am trying to learn as much as I can, soak it up like a sponge.
Amazing. Well, great to have you here. And following the theme, what's your fun fact and what's
I feel like
jumps out for you?
My fun fact is super lame compared to all you. Almost passing out of blood, ice picking, skiing. My fun fact, I think, is I'm one of the top extremity experts as far as a chiropractor goes in my city. I learned it under one of the top guys in the country, if not the world, Dr. Mitch Malley. And so that's kind of what I'm bringing to the table today. It's not super fun, but it's a fact that I have fun with. So
that is awesome. Well, I guess the fun fact I'd share inside of your fun fact is my sister was a chiropractor, but she was also a gymnast. And so if you guys are watching the video, of the two guys quickly walking on their hands. I was one of them. It was a race. And yeah, anyway, I learned that from my chiropractic sister back in the day.
There you go.
So that's
Did you win? Did you win the race?
I did. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chiropractic.
I was just going to share that piece about that. If anyone noticed that guy who was like walking on his hands in the video, like strong, confident, certain, his name is Mr. David Rush. He spent 15 years plus in financial services spaces like Bear Stearns, JP Morgan, Bank of China, shifting his focus to consulting and training and coaches executives and their teams. And now he is doing all of that with us here at Unblinded, creating magic for corporations all over in business development. And we are so excited you're here. David Rush, glad to have you on The Real Raw. Hello, hello. Just want to share all that magic about you.
Thank you, Gina. Yeah, it's great to be here with everyone. I am filling in for the amazing Sean Callaghy today as he is diligently preparing for what is going to be a magical weekend ahead. It's our first immersion experience with Unblinded in Northern New Jersey. And yeah, but I'm excited to be with you fine folks and walk through this Real Raw experience. It's been a pleasure for me. I came into Unblinded over a year and almost a half ago and saw the magic of what all this was, and where it's gone over the past year and a half is just miraculous to say the least. But yeah, Gina, thank you for the intro. And I mean, should we introduce Bella? Bella's here.
Well, that is for sure. She is absolutely the queen of The Real Raw, the co-host with Sean every day, bringing the magic, sharing the magic. And by the way, this woman started selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old, a tot. And in her teen years, she grew into somebody that became a 7-figure business earner in network marketing. And let me tell you something, guys, that is not easy to do. Especially as a teenager, like absolutely incredible. She has immense heart, immense gravitational pull, lightning fast wit, and she's filled with fun and energy all the time. And she took that huge talent to become the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. And today she's the CEO of Align Sales, soon to be Align Talent, where she takes professionals into the space of business development and acceleration to make magic happen in people's money and time. She is the one and only heart-centered, my sister, Bella Verita. Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you, Gina Ricci. David, this is going to be super fun today.
I can't wait, Bella. It's great to partner with you. We don't always get to partner too often. So why not do it right here, right now in this space? Fun fact for you. Anything you want to share and throw out there before we dive in here?
My fun fact, I'm going to go with the fun fact about you, David, because my fun fact is last summer, at the end of last summer, I got to do carnival rides with you, on Long Beach Island at Fantasy Island. And I think more than once I saw you dancing on your hands, upside down. I'm sure that was happening. There was an inversion of on the hands, I think it was supposed to handstand versus hip hop dancing, but inverted on the hands. That was fun to watch. I think that's my fun fact.
Is that like your party trick?
Amazing. Yeah, a long time ago, I learned the worm, walking on my hands, and this routine that looks like me getting into a car and then starting it. I won't do that here for all of you fine folks who don't have enough room to see it, but that would be a fun show to say the least. Thank you for putting that in.
No shortness. No shortness of fun for you, David Rush. That is extraordinary.
Oh, fantastic to be here. All right, everyone. So what is this? What is Unblinded? Unblinded is really the brainchild, I'd say, of Sean and all that he's accomplished over his life and all the different dynamics that brought him to the place that he is here today and wanting to share that with everybody. He created the Unblinded formula, and that's a lot of what we unpack inside of Unblinded Mastery, but it's at its core, it's integrity-based human influence. How do we connect with people and have those conversations that influence outcomes from hello to yes? And how do we exponentially expand all the things that we want to do in time and money and magic and all kinds of dynamics like that? Bella, what say you about Unblinded, the formula, and anything else we should add into the mix before we jump into the second half and the fun therein?
Yeah, I would say, there are a lot of, different formulas out there, a lot of different companies that, teach a variety of different things to grow and scale your company. But this is the one that I have found tried and true. I have seen people come in here. There's a gentleman by the name of Rob Gill that went from having 8 sales meetings a month to 300 sales meetings a month and 650 sales meetings a month with no marketing, no advertising. David mentioned an event. We're about to have a 300-person event, not one ad, not one Facebook marketing, and it's all a room full of 300 ideal avatars. And so that's really truly what this formula is about, is not as how to grow and scale, not with, posting and praying, but actually how to reach your ideal avatars. And, once you get in front of your ideal avatars, you got to know how to go from hello to yes. And so that's what we're doing here today is Ellen and Allison have the incredible opportunity to go from hello to yes, and then get some feedback from our judges so that you can become better at going from hello to yes so that you can have more of your ideal clients. So David, back to you.
Amazing. It's all about, a lot of this is shared experiences, bringing great people together, but inside those shared experiences, that's where relationships deepen, where we connect with one another. And when that connection is strong and we've uncovered value, that's when we can move forward together as well. So amazing. Let's jump in.
All right. So Miss Gina Ricci, thank you so much for always kicking us off here in the multiverse. The show wouldn't be the same without your heart. And your nails look fabulous, by the way. So
thank you.
Please that
all ready for the I'm all ready for the in-person multiverse. You guys have fun right here. Love you. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Thanks,
Rita.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, we should set the stage here, Bella. So for everyone, we know that Ellen and Allison will be jumping in. And
I didn't know that. Okay.
That's the deal.
Now you know. Surprise.
Surprise.
How this will work is Bella Verita can be anyone you want her to be, a potential client. I mean, you can choose anyone in that regard. It could be somebody you're looking to have a conversation with, influence in some way, partner in some way, and you'll have 3 minutes to have that conversation. The outcome could simply be, we should put 30 minutes on the calendar to go deeper into this conversation and what might be possible. But it's how do we get from hello to yes and influence outcomes in that situation. So Bella, anything to add before we jump in and ask, or we need to choose who's going to go first? How should we do that, Bella?
So let's go with Jennifer. Do I have a 1 or 2 underneath the table?
You have a 1.
I have a 2. So that means that Ellen is going to get to go first today.
Okay.
Amazing. So Ellen, you get to tell Bella who you want her to be. So who would you like Bella to be in this scenario?
Bella, I got it. I would like you to be, I am selling a show, and you are a prospective producer.
Oh, I like it already.
You can be an executive producer, which is money person, because you can't get it made without money.
Okay.
So I have to convince you to be interested in buying or gathering a group to back and make this movie.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, or TV show.
Yep. So we'll have 3 minutes.
And so sorry, Jennifer and Dr. Gates, we'll come to you afterwards, after both conversations for a little feedback on how these all went. Awesome.
Okay. All right. So I'm understanding that you're here because you have an interest in investments and making money in influencing people through great storytelling. And if that is something that you're interested in, I have a proposal of a story that will make you a lot of money if it's done properly. Your team is important because it's a potential inspirational story for people today anywhere in the world. It's historic. It's an early 17th century story about people who came to the New World with ideals. And it was those ideals with people like this who actually formed the basis for the American Constitution, which came later. Okay. It's a love story of Europeans, to a European couple who left the 30 Years' War in Europe, a huge, long war that devastated most of Europe, seeking a peaceful world in the New World, finding themselves in the middle of Indian, then named Indian, Native American tribal wars. They had to survive. They were supposedly being backed by the English. The English basically abandoned them in principle and in name. And this couple survived in the midst of the wilderness. She had the first child in the wilderness. And what they did is what people are facing today. I love this. It was her ideals. It's a woman's story in that she was the influencer to her husband, and he loved her and wanted her to have what she wanted, which was a peaceful, democratic, humane existence in the New World where you could pursue happiness and be free. To do that, they met a Native American who was in the wars with the other Indians.
So let me ask you this, Ellen. I'm going to interrupt really quickly because it sounds like a beautiful film. But as you know, as an investor, you know, we're looking more around return on investment, things like this. So it sounds like a very beautiful story, one that, you know, definitely see how it could touch the heart. But I'd love to know more about like the financials of it and you know,
It's
why
about
it would make sense.
$100 million project. It's not a small project. It could be done as a TV limited series or as a major motion picture. It's an epic story. It requires a lot of money. It's a historical setting. It's based on real people who lived then, but it's dramatic. So it takes, it is a big budget picture, but the rewards are big budget returns because it is an epic size story. And people today are hungry to be impressed and to be inspired. Everyone's facing cultural issues and international clashes at home, Africa, and everywhere. So it's a question of if someone's willing to tackle that subject, given the story that is real and exists, and make it dynamic and real, inspiring, and feeding the psyche of human nature around the world with a big love story.
I've got to run right now, Ellen. We're out of time today, but maybe we can schedule a longer meeting and you can and we can go kind of a little bit more about it.
Yeah, the budget issues are partially your responsibility to figure out.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Ellen. How is that conversation for you, Ellen?
Well, I liked it because she put me more on track. And I thought that was good. And I like I have to convince money people that that's where they want to put their money, behind that story as opposed to 10,000 others. So getting that focus and knowing what to say to her for her to say, let's have another meeting, is really the goal, because she will have more questions. Her team will have more questions, and I need to be able to answer them. So that was a good, I'm going to say a good, I didn't convince her, but I'm hoping it was enough that she might want to have that meeting.
Well, I love the details, the energy and the passion you brought to it. And we'll get some feedback from the judges in just a moment. Bella, usually go to the next role play first and then to pledging. All right, fantastic. Thank you, Ellen. And let's go to Allison.
Okay. So, Bella, you are going to be a CEO of a company that has excess office space, and you have decided that you want to sell it. And I'm going to try to convince you that you should hire me as your real estate attorney and broker to find you a buyer and then to negotiate the contract.
Okay.
Fantastic. All right, ring, ring.
All right. Hi, Bella. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Allison.
So I just wanted to let you know a little bit about myself and why I think this would be a great project for me to help with. Given that your project is in California, I've had a lot of experience working on these types of projects, and there's actually something very unique about the services that we provide and that I can provide, in that I can be both the broker and the attorney on this transaction, or at least my firm can be both. And in doing that, we can provide you with a seamless approach to actually finding you a buyer and then negotiating the transaction. There are a lot of times when the interplay between the broker and the attorney creates a lot of complication. And in this particular case, I work very well, whether it's as the attorney or as the broker, with the team to make sure that we're not only delivering to you what you want, but we're doing it efficiently and that it makes sense throughout the entire stream. Do you have any questions for me about either what's different or about your particular space?
Yeah, I would love to know, like, kind of like, how does this work and why would this make sense for us?
So it makes a lot of sense for anyone that has a busy schedule and doesn't want to have to handhold their broker. In this particular case, not only do we know the market, but what I can do for you is I have a lot of relationships, and I'm not looking to just make a commission. What I'm looking to do is build a relationship with you, and hoping also that this develops into something where I can just be useful to you and a resource for you. This is not a transaction-based mission for me. It's a relationship-based mission.
Got it. Okay, I think that makes sense.
Great. So do you have any other questions before you make a decision on who you're going to hire?
I don't. I just need to take it to our board and let them make a decision.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a quick one. How was that for you, Allison?
I would say I was more uncomfortable than I thought I'd be. But it's interesting selling. I much prefer conversations with people, taking somebody out for a drink, or just not talking straight business, but actually just it coming up in conversation. But I figured it was a good test.
Well, amazing. It's clearly you know what you do and you're an expert at it, and well done in the conversation. We'll get some feedback, and then I'll share a few things as well, I think, as we unpack a little bit more about what the Unblinded formula is. But let's go to the judges. Jennifer, I see you're unmuted. Let's go back to Ellen. What was your feedback for Ellen? What did you see? What would you say?
Yeah, so and on that, so it's usually like 30 seconds of feedback, like just something like she did great, something that she could improve on, and then a score from 1 to 10.
Cool. So firstly, the way that you got into the story really showed that you believe and you back what you've created. The only thing that I would have changed is, and I think when you see a shift from me meeting you, how I met you here, to you speaking to someone, I don't think it aligned as much, right? I think you can be a little bit more connected. I find that you are a natural connector, but maybe when you're thrown into a 3-minute thing, you kind of step out of it. So the feedback that I would give is connect with the person, show them not the story so much, but you are the person that they are to connect with, because you can convince people otherwise if they connect to you. Like, you're the person that I think they will throw money at if they back you. I think it's a very personal connection thing. And then score, I would give you a 9.
Nice.
All right.
Really?
Thank you, Jennifer. Let's go to Dr. Gates. Dr. Gates, what say you?
All right. I think you did awesome, Ellen. I think one thing that you could probably lead with instead of the story itself, even though the plot sounded really interesting, I would totally watch that. I think a lot of people are into that type of show, especially with like TV series, especially like Hulu, where they're dropping new episodes, and really kind of feed that, especially for the sale and the investor getting into that. Plot was awesome. Maybe just like you said, a little bit more guidance, and as Bella did for you a little bit. But once you get there, and I'd give you an 8.
Thank you.
Nice.
Dr. Gates, thank you. I'll share a little bit just to unpack a little bit how the formula goes, and some observations is a lot of times how we approach the conversation is, are we connecting with the individual up front? We call that emotional rapport, getting on the same page as them, finding out where they're at. Hey, Bella, how are you? What's going on in your world today? Warming up the environment a little bit. And then that second part that we move to is what we call the pain to yes. So how do we understand what their challenges are, what they're looking for? How do we move and uncover some of that stuff so that when we then dip in, it might look like, well, can I share a little bit more about what I might be able to offer you? So we've uncovered some of that. Now you come in with what we call your heroic unique identity and share some of that, which then opens up the listening to head into, hey, should we think about this a little deeper? But just wanted to put that in so everybody could have a little feel for that dynamic. Bella, how is it for you? I know you were in the conversation, the experience. What would you share as we dig in?
Yeah, I would say just for both, when it comes to influence mastery, questions are king. Questions are queen. So always ask more questions. So right from the gate. So if I was doing a 3-minute like hello to yes, I would spend 2 minutes asking questions. And then I would do 1 minute of let me share what I can do for you. Because then you've built your value for them to say yes. Because otherwise, and that's the difference between what is influence mastery and what is sales. Sales is product pushing. Influence is influencing someone to make a decision. So product pushing versus problem solving. And you want to be a problem solver, not a product pusher.
Okay, that's
And
great.
David, are you going to demonstrate this for us?
I would love to. Do we want to go to Allison's feedback first? You want to throw me into the fire now?
Yes, let's go to Allison's feedback first.
All right, let's hear how we thought about Allison's conversation. Jennifer, what say you?
So I'm very similar to you in the sense of the legal space and all of that. So I think everything that you were saying, I think was on point, but the only thing I would change is the languaging. So instead of I can do that for you, maybe imagine if you didn't have to spend so much money on fees in the legal space and in this space and in the space because I could do you know what I mean? So it's like, what if, imagine you kind of take something that you know that you're good at, but plant an emotion and a feeling in that person rather than going, I'm your person. Like, imagine if you could have 4 in 1, I'm your person kind of thing. But yeah, I'll give you a 9.5.
Amazing. Thank you, Jennifer. 9.5 for Allison. Let's go to Dr. Gates. Dr. Gates, how was the combo?
Yeah, I thought it was good as well. I really agree with Jennifer. Selling yourself as part of what you're really, really good at. You strike me as somebody who is really good at being a connector with somebody and being able to not only connect with somebody that's trying to sell something, but also somebody that's trying to buy, and really kind of being that appropriate middleman and somebody who can really join the two together and really letting them know, hey, I got your back. And I also am looking out for your best interest, not only in this one, but also whatever you might want to sell next. And I totally agree. 9.5. Jennifer has the scores on point, so I'm just going to follow her lead.
I'm like the worst judge. I'm like, everyone should just get 10s.
Yeah, leading leaders. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Gates. Bella, anything to add there? I know you were in the conversation with Allison. Anything you want to?
My feedback was the same for both of the questions.
Okay. Fantastic. So do you want to have some fun, or what were you doing? Throw me into
we're gonna throw your butt right under the bus. Because usually when Sean's not here, I do it, but because you're here, David Rush, I'm the co-host of the show, I have the ability to throw you under the bus, and I'm so excited.
You're in charge, and I am a willing participant.
So let's have some fun. So let's go with Dr. Gates. You can set the scenario for Mr. David Rush. He can be anyone that you want him to be. And he can go from hello to yes in any scenario that you think, and he can role play with you, or he can role play with somebody else on the show. So, and like we've had Sean be like Donald Trump, who had to convince, I
want to watch that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. He had to convince President Biden to still build the wall. That was a really good one.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. He had to convince a very conservative New Jersey attorney on why he should go to Burning Man, when Sean himself would never go to Burning Man. But he had to go from hello to yes to get a very conservative attorney to go to Burning Man. The man said yes, by the way. He has gone from hello to yes for a marriage proposal to keep someone in the country, like all kinds of scenarios. So what scenario do you think we should set for David Rush?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those are way more creative than I think my brain could ever come up with. You know what? Recently, I've been really into the 90-day fiance stuff, so I'm going to go that route. you are currently in whatever the host country is, and you're trying to convince your fiance to let you come into their country, essentially. But the kicker is you have been spending all their money and not really giving a lot of love back, I should say. So I don't know. Is that a decent one-ish?
This is gonna be fun, David.
That's a great one.
I mean, didn't know what I was coming into, but this is a lot of fun. So could you just say that one more time? So just so I get clarity there.
Yeah.
So you are trying to immigrate to a certain country. Your fiance has been willing to give you money, but they're a little upset with you because they give you money over and over again. But you don't seem to reciprocate as much love towards them. So you got to convince them not only to continue to marry you to get you into the country, but then also to give you even more money for your spending habits.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
That
Right,
that artistry is so great.
that is amazing. Who do you want me to? Do you want me to play with you, or do you want to choose somebody else?
Do you want to be his fiance, or do you want somebody else?
I'll be your fiance. Let's do it for sure. David, why are you spending all my money?
That we are really getting deep. This is
You
fantastic.
cut off.
Oh my God.
This is a good one. All right.
This is David. Your career at Unblinded is resting on this.
Oh,
hello,
shoot.
yes.
Sorry, I didn't know I
If
was
you
putting
cannot
you
get
under
this
so much
hello,
pressure.
yes, I don't know if you're going to be able to keep your job here,
You
my
have
friend.
no idea what you just created, Dr. Gates. All
I
right.
apologize, David.
All right, let's jump in. Ring. Dr.
What's up,
Gates.
love?
Love, how are you?
I'm doing very well, but I'm a little upset with you right now. I got to be honest, David.
You're upset. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I understand that. What's top of mind in terms of right now?
Well, I just checked my bank account, and there's a lot of money missing. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I've been meaning to address this, and I completely understand that I've not been all that responsible with the money. And so I think it's something that I'm really sorry about. And I just want to understand, how is it for you? And, I really want to make this right.
Yeah, it's honestly okay if I felt like you truly, honestly love me, but right now I'm feeling like you really just want to use me to get into the country, and I just don't feel like you reciprocate love. Like, you don't answer my calls, my texts all the time, but then I see you spending money when you're supposed to be talking to me on the phone.
Yeah, no, I 100% understand where you're coming from, and like where we started out initially was in a place of love and trust, and I think some of that has eroded. But what I'm committed to is fixing that. But what can I do, or what's present for you in this moment that I just want to make sure that we're on the right path right now.
I think you need to prove your love to me and come and visit me, because you haven't visited me yet.
Well, I'm dying to visit you, so I know I need to get into the country and immigration, but can we figure that out? Do you want to put something into the commitment right now? I'm happy to do that and move forward.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm okay with that. If you're committed, I'm committed, David.
And just to refresh, like what do you see inside of our relationship? What are you looking for? What's most important to you?
I see our future not being bound by money, but being able to grow together with one another here, and not looking at our future as things, but as a relationship.
And can I share a little bit about what I see?
Yeah, sure.
I realize where we're at right now, but inside of you, I see someone who is so caring and loving and clearly not money driven. And that's what I saw in you from the beginning. And that's what I want for myself, my relationship, and our path forward together. And I really want to spend, the rest of our lives together in a conversation like this one, rather than the one that's, been having in the past. How does that sound?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. So
I need a box of tissues after that, David. That was awesome.
Me too.
You get my pull out.
I think
that was great.
Dr. Gates, I think you were too easy on me. No, that was
I don't know. I'm a forgiving person, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bella Verito, what say you? I got a little deep in there, but how was that?
That was great, David. You mirror and model. You've definitely mastered influence mastery. That was a phenomenal job.
Amazing. That was fun. Dr. Gates, thanks for throwing me into that
You crushed it.
fun scenario. I think we had a moment.
Yeah, that's the unique love story that you have to sell someone.
Yeah, there you go.
That is awesome. Bella, where do we go from here? Should we wrap things up? What say you? What should we do?
Yes. So from here, just like, how was everybody's time on the Real Raw? So Dr. Gates, how was your time on the Real Raw today?
Yeah, it was really good. First time, learned a lot, actually. I really like how David's scenario there actually just learned connection, like we talked about before, in that emotional portion of it. So that was really good and enjoyed being a judge. Thank you guys so much. I know it's not easy when you got 3 minutes to sell yourself and everything you do, but I think you guys rocked it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Jennifer, how was your time on the Real Raw?
It was so awesome. I always have, like, when I say always, this is my second time, but I always like have so much fun here. It's just good. It's just good energy. And yeah, thank you guys so much for this. I think it's also what I find fascinating is, because I've also done the participant thing, the 3 minutes are rush past. And then when you're watching other people, it's like 3 minutes being on a treadmill. It's like so slow. And like you just pick up like how much more you could have said and done. And it's just nice to observe people in the same space, but using different language.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful. Can I just share something before we get more of the feedback, Bella?
Yeah.
I literally, and this is the power of the formula as we're all learning and mastering how to connect with each other. I'm not saying specific to Dr. Gates, but in that conversation, when we're really being with another person and receiving their energy, I literally dropped down into my heart. And I don't know if anybody else saw me do that. It wasn't necessarily intentionally, like I'm going to drop into my heart right now, but because of the depth of the conversation, hearing the other person, I could not help but land there. And that's the power of the connection and all these dynamics. So Bella, I just wanted to share that before we move forward.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you for that, David. Allison, how was your time on the Real Raw?
This was fun. It's fun to meet some new people and fun to be thrown into this scenario. I definitely, it was new and interesting and I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Awesome. Beautiful. And Ellen, how was your time on the Real Raw?
I thought it was really fun. I love the energy that everybody brought to it. And I think that the attitudes that everyone had was really wonderful. And I learned a lot too, because I'm not used to doing this sort of thing before. So it was really challenging to be thrown into this mix and speak and hear and then hear the comments afterward. That's very helpful, actually. It's a very helpful process. Thank you.
So glad to hear that, Ellen, and thank you so much for being here. And for everyone, the team put in the chat a download for you. So this is a gift from Sean on what the formula is, how to go from hello to yes, so that everybody can have more yeses, so you can have more money, time, and magic. So definitely click that link and download that guide. If you'd like to come back sometime, when Sean is back, definitely reach out to Gina, tell her like, hey, I'd like to come back. You're definitely invited back.
We may have.
And more integrity than Sean Callaghan.
Where is the download? What do I look for?
It's in the chat.
In the chat. Okay.
Yeah, in the chat.
I got it. Okay. Oh, there. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Tony Robbins said there's no one that leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan. And influence is a superpower, and we cannot have all the money, time, and magic in our world if we cannot get the yeses. So definitely come back and join us, and you'll also be invited to actually have a strategy call with one of our teammates. Definitely take that call. Adam and Fernando are phenomenal individuals, and they'll be able to help you you can tailor this formula and who you would want to talk to in your own business. So definitely download the guide. Definitely take that strategy call. And David, what do you have for final?
One, it was just amazing to meet everyone and get to know all of you. Bella, it was incredible partnering with you. Would love to do that more often because there's always electricity when you're around. And yeah, I mean, the final, as Bella said, influence is a superpower, and we're all able to elevate if we know some of the dynamics there, and that's what this is all about.
Very good.
Yeah, we are all just blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.